Welcome! Today we're diving into the world's greatest empires, those titans that shaped our civilization. What made these empires powerful? Was it land, military, economy, culture, or a mix of all? Empires are more than big countries. They're systems of control, influence, and legacy. They rose, dominated, and fell, but their impact lingers in our cultures, languages, and even our DNA. We'll explore 7 of history's most influential empires, how they expanded, ruled, and declined. Let's get started. The Mongol Empire was history's largest contiguous land empire. In the 13th century, Genghis Khan united nomadic tribes and launched a campaign that stretched from Eastern Europe to the Sea of Japan. The Mongol army's organization, discipline, and skilled cavalry were unmatched. Their reputation alone often led cities to surrender. At its peak, the empire covered vast lands and ruled over 100 million people. The Mongols used local officials and a relay postal system to maintain control. The Pax Mongolica brought stability to the Silk Road, boosting trade and cultural exchange. Technologies, ideas, and religions flowed freely, connecting civilizations. But unity was short-lived. After Genghis Khan's death, the empire fractured. Still, the Mongols' legacy is profound. They spread technologies like gunpowder, influenced the rise of Russia and China, and left cultural marks across continents. The Mongol Empire's rise and fall reshaped the world map and set the stage for future empires. Their impact on trade, technology, and geopolitics is still felt today, bridging worlds in ways that changed history. Next, the British Empire. At its height, it spanned a quarter of the world's land and people. Naval supremacy was key. The Royal Navy enabled Britain to control trade, defend colonies, and project power globally. The Industrial Revolution fueled economic dominance, with colonies supplying raw materials and serving as markets for British goods. British law, language, and institutions spread worldwide, shaping modern governance and making English a global lingua franca. But this came at a cost: violent conquest, exploitation, and the transatlantic slave trade left deep scars. Colonial policies often led to famine, dispossession, and resistance movements. The empire's decline accelerated after 2 world wars and the rise of independence movements. Decolonization led to the Commonwealth, but the legacy, borders, legal systems, cultural ties, and unresolved tensions remains. The British Empire's influence is everywhere, from language to politics, but so are the consequences of its rule. Its story is one of innovation and oppression, connection and conflict. The sun has set on the empire, but its shadows linger. Understanding its dual legacy is key to understanding the modern world. The British Empire shaped nations for better and for worse. Its imprint is still visible across the globe. Now, the Roman Empire, whose influence underpins much of Western civilization. From a small city-state, Rome grew to dominate the Mediterranean and Europe, ruling up to 1/5 of the world's population. The transition from republic to empire, marked by figures like Julius Caesar and Augustus, brought the Pax Romana centuries of relative peace and prosperity. Roman legions built roads, aqueducts, and cities, creating infrastructure that unified vast territories. Roman law and governance became models for later states, emphasizing justice, citizenship, and written codes. Latin evolved into the Romance languages, and Roman architecture and art inspired generations. Christianity spread within the empire, profoundly shaping European history. Rome's decline was gradual: political instability, economic troubles, invasions, and division weakened it. The Western Empire fell, but the Eastern, Byzantine Empire endured for centuries more. Rome's legacy, law, language, culture remains foundational to the West. The Ottoman Empire ruled the Mediterranean, North Africa, and the Middle East for over 600 years. Rising from Anatolia, the Ottomans conquered Constantinople in 1453, making Istanbul a bridge between Europe and Asia. Their military, janissaries, Sipahi cavalry, and advanced artillery powered expansion and dominance. Under Suleiman the Magnificent, the empire reached its zenith, blending legal reform, architecture, and the arts. The millet system allowed religious minorities some autonomy, helping govern a diverse population. Over time, internal corruption, European rivals, and nationalist movements eroded Ottoman power. Defeat in World War I ended the empire, leading to the modern Middle East's borders. The Ottoman legacy lives on in culture, cuisine, and architecture across the region. Their rule shaped centuries of history at the crossroads of continents. The empire's influence is still felt in today's geopolitics. The Qing dynasty, China's last imperial rulers, governed from 1644 to 1912. Founded by the Manchus, the Qing expanded China's territory to its greatest extent, incorporating Tibet, Xinjiang, and Mongolia. Early Qing emperors oversaw a golden age of prosperity, population growth, and cultural achievement. The empire's bureaucracy balanced central control with local autonomy, managing vast diversity. But isolationist policies and resistance to change left China vulnerable to Western powers. The 19th century brought foreign invasions, humiliating defeats, and devastating rebellions. Attempts at reform failed to halt decline, and the 1911 revolution ended imperial rule. The Qing legacy shaped modern China's borders and multi-ethnic character. Their fall fueled Chinese nationalism and the drive for modernization. The echoes of Qing rule still resonate in China's identity today. The Russian Empire stretched from the Baltic to the Pacific, spanning 11 time zones. Emerging from Muscovy, it expanded under rulers like Peter the Great, who modernized the state and built St. Petersburg. Russian explorers pushed east to Siberia and Alaska, while wars with neighbors expanded its reach west and south. The empire's autocratic system concentrated power in the Tsar, but stifled reform and fueled unrest. Society was rigidly stratified, with serfdom persisting until the 19th century. Russia was a major military power, crucial in defeating Napoleon and shaping European politics. Despite cultural achievements, Tolstoy, Tchaikovsky, the empire faced growing social tensions and revolutionary movements. World War I triggered collapse. Revolution ended the Romanov dynasty and birthed the Soviet Union. The Russian Empire's legacy shapes the region's politics and identity to this day. Its vastness and diversity remain central to Russia's story. The Spanish Empire redrew the global map, launching the Age of Discovery and Conquest. After the Reconquista, Spain's explorers and conquistadors claimed vast territories in the Americas, the Philippines, and beyond. Driven by gold, God, and glory, they toppled empires like the Aztecs and Incas with a mix of force, technology, and disease. Silver from the Americas fueled Spain's power but also caused economic turmoil. Colonization brought forced labor, cultural suppression, and demographic collapse for indigenous peoples. Catholicism and the Spanish language spread across Latin America, forging a shared identity. Rivalries and mismanagement weakened Spain, and independence movements unraveled the empire in the 19th century. The Spanish language and culture remain a powerful legacy, shaping hundreds of millions of lives. The empire's history is one of creation and destruction, connection and loss. Its impact endures in the Americas and beyond. We've journeyed through 7 empires that shaped our world, each leaving a complex legacy. Their rise and fall reveal the dynamics of power, ambition, and human ingenuity. Borders, languages, laws, and cultures today bear their imprint. No empire lasts forever. Internal and external pressures always bring change. Yet their stories continue to fascinate and instruct us. Which empire do you think was the most powerful? Share your thoughts in the comments. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe for more history.